Alright guys, we are live.
Cool.
Hi YouTube!
What's up YouTube?
Go Ravens. Our Bengals guys coming in. Good to see you guys. We're going to do the show live on YouTube, and then tomorrow the full updated version will go live. Excited about that. So welcome to AFC Northerners Live. Alright guys, we're going to get the show started here in just a little bit. Alright.
You pulling out the timer?
Yes, Dave's got the timer.
Yeah. He's doing it right now.
And just keep an eye on the timer for everybody's times. That's part of the job of hosting is wrangling. I have not eaten.
I expected the beard a little bit.
Yeah, oh yeah, like
I'm surprised she's not making you like shave it.
No, we have a costume change. You think I'm kidding, but we have a
No,
costume
I
change.
believe you. It's awesome. Alright, cool.
Awesome. That's a good idea.
Crackles Tavern.
Water and beer.
Yeah, water and beer.
I still can't believe that homeless guy story, man.
That is awesome,
It's
and I
so
wish
best.
somebody, well, you can do this. You should do a YouTube video showing everybody.
But no, I want to keep that shit on the down low. Are you kidding me? I don't want anybody to know that.
Alright.
I'll tell you all about this later. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful.
Facebook, you're not going to get to hear that story.
YouTube. We're not on Facebook. We went, we went,
All right.
Last us.
Cool. Everybody good? Everybody. Oh,
We're not good.
Dave,
What?
do me a favor. Whenever you're talking about the clips, just make sure, like, whether it's a hand wave or something like that. You know, it's like here's the clip. What is one?
I would have to be after I get out of work tonight. To send
No. I'm saying like the clips that you talk about during the show.
Yeah, I didn't make any.
Okay, whatever it is that you want to show, just like raise your hand up. That way it's easy for me to see. Like,
Okay.
and here's a clip that is like this.
I have
Whatever.
no clips.
You have no clips? Because I've got all the clips.
I have no clips.
I
And I'll comment on that.
I didn't
You won't
pull
even
clips yet.
have to put any
I was
graphics
thinking-
in about Bengal guy didn't give me clips. You won't even have to do that.
I was
Yeah.
taking clips tomorrow.
It'll
yeah,
no, I'll
whatever,
explain.
whatever it is that you guys
I
want
was
to talk about.
sorry, okay.
All right. So we'll let's see. You see the timer?
Yes, you see the timer?
All right, cool.
Alright, so let's start at 20? No, let's start at 25.
Sure. By the way, guys, if you wanna see the action, you wanna sit there, you can. If you don't have to sit all the way over there if you want.
So we'll start at 30.
Everybody, Gabe's parents are here.
Yes.
Yeah, from PA.
Yes.
All right.
Alright, so we're gonna get started here in 5, 4. Alright.
Hey!
Welcome everybody to the AFC Northerners, episode 75.
Sure.
Big shout out to Rocco's in Studio City. They have 5 locations. And today we're going to be doing, for our roundtable, we're going to be doing Scariest AFC Northerners rookie on offense. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start it over there with...
He's eating crow. He's eating some crow. What is that? Oh my God! I love this production value that we've got going
I've
on.
been eating crow since Sunday, so so there you go. Everybody can say, I want to see what this guy has to say. Well, you know what? I'm taking it. Much like Andy Dalton, who can't play football,
Well,
but
before we get this started-
hold up, who can't play football, but was man enough to keep his radio interview schedule for Monday and actually show up. I think 90% of the NFL would have come up with a reason not to do the interview, for the following morning. He manned up and did that. I'm not going to defend his play on the field. I've got a lot to say about that, but that's it. But as a man, Andy Dalton, thumbs up.
I mean, that's
So-
legit. That's legit.
So-
By the way, I think you owe me something.
So, I do. And by the way, I'm Mark Herman, LA Bengal fan on Twitter, repping the fucking depressing Bengals. And as our tradition is here on the show, we lost. So here you go.
Thank you, sir. Go ahead with your intro.
Dave Green, Browns guy.
Jan David Tutar, proud owner of a new shitty Bengals jersey.
Yes, it's
Gabriel Bellotti, Steelers country.
All right. So let's hop in real quick to Bengals Ravens.
You know what? One of the most difficult games I've had to watch from start to finish as a Bengal fan in recent memory. There's been a lot of low points, but as a home opener goes, this is probably one of the worst. If you had told me that we would hold Flacco to 9 for 17 for 121 yards and no touchdowns and a pick, you would have thought, hey, the Bengals were in this game. But our defense showed up to play. They were stout, everything I thought they were going to be. Unfortunately, Andy Dalton and our coaching staff, as well as our offensive line, let us down. So debilitating. I cannot stress to anybody how debilitating it is to a team to get the ball on the 5-yard line, march it all the way down to the other team's fucking 5-yard line in a 3-0 game, and then get picked off in the end zone. And we could talk about how Andy didn't have time, Andy didn't have this. That had nothing to do with that interception. He threw into triple coverage to Brandon LaFell. The team, you could just see the body language. Third quarter, Nick Vigil gives you an interception at the 15-yard line of Baltimore.
Yeah.
What do? 2 plays later, I realize, listen, Abagway is an open door. They're just going to walk past him all year. We knew that. We knew that going into it. But Andy Dalton, how much time do you think you have? You take 1, 2, 3 steps, you chuck the fucking ball out of bounds, and you get a goddamn field goal. That had nothing to do with the offensive line. This is just, and the coaches, give me a fucking break. 3rd down and 2, throw it when we don't have any points on the board. 3 trips in the red zone, 5 scoring drives, no points. That's on the coaching staff. That's on Andy Dalton. It's not on the offensive line, and certainly it's not on the defense. So, I don't know what else to tell you.
I missed the Bengals guys rant.
Fucking unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
We get one of these like every once in a while.
I know. And Grant. So that's it. Am I out of time?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Hey, that's it. Looking. Do I preview the game?
Let's talk about this real quick.
Are we coming back to the game?
Yeah, we'll come back real quick. We'll come back real quick. So
more to come.
Yeah. So Ravens, real quick. Yes, Agway was totally he was like the Agway. Excuse me.
Let's pronounce his name so we know who sucks.
Sizzle just beat him and 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 beat him.
Are you just gonna try to
I just said someone on the practice squad. We have to have a big fat, call him pork chop, call him whatever fucking meal you want, that could just stand there and do more and get in the way. Just get in the way.
So much. All right, so I will say that the highlights for me of the game were everything. That one, almost 10-minute drive that was just run onto your defense. Like, I know you say your defense was there, but we scored 20 points.
But at that point, they were completely, when you deflate the team, when they hand you the ball at the 15-yard line, and you do that on the offense, the defense is like, what, do we have to fucking score it, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're literally just watch the team's body language just go down and down.
Well, I want to make sure I get to these other guys real quick. So a couple of things I really want to point out. First of all, this highlight catch, interception, C.J. Mosley is probably one of the most intuitive plays I think I've ever seen from, anyone in the last 3 years. You just look at the way he comes up right in it, comes in beautiful. I also want to talk about this interception right here. A.J. Green, Jimmy Smith, right in front of him. Anybody who says that Jimmy Smith, he was a little slower to step a couple of years ago, but Jimmy Smith looks good. Plus the speed in which Tony Jefferson was out there just really changed how slow our secondary was from last. Just an immediate impact. Also, want to just real quick shout out. Look at this beautiful play. Macklin just goes right through. You can even see 2 Bengals defenders running into each other.
I watched it 3 times. It's a questionable pick play. It was on the borderline, so I understand there not being a flag, but that's why he was so open.
Yeah, and it was just, again, all the way down, 45 yards, in for a touchdown, handout. Beautiful play. I love this play. All in all, we saw that the Ravens have an amazing D. Our defense is legit. It's the thing I've been saying for the entire season. It was good to see the Ravens commit to the running the ball. Everybody and their mother's been saying that, but we ran 89% of the time. 89% of our plays were basically runs. It was just a beautiful game to watch. It was really good way coming out, beating the Bengals at home for the first time, I think, since 2009. I think he was the first.
We haven't been home since 2008.
Yeah,
and
it was
7 years.
Yeah, it was something like that. I'm probably wrong on that stat, so I apologize. But anyway, that's what I got for that game.
2 quick comments, because now I know what highlights you saw. Number 1, Bengal fans, look at 3 fucking DBs in the picture. When Andy Dalton throws it and C.J. Mosley makes an athletic play. But if there are 3 DBs covering Brandon LaFell, you have Tyler Eifert out there, you have a running back out there, you have other players. Why are you throwing the fucking ball there? Okay? And your other play was the Jimmy Smith one. This is important because if you actually watch it, and you can check my Twitter feed, Tyler Eifert is wide fucking open. Why was Andy Dalton even trying to force the ball into that play? So those highlights are perfect. That's exactly the kind of shit I would have picked. But the Bengal don't put those highlights on their website.
We gotta
get shit on their website. Go ahead.
So Browns, Steelers.
Let you go ahead first on this one.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep my jersey too since you ain't asking for it.
I'll wait until the very end. I'm going to let you have your little bit of dignity that you had this week.
Dignity?
Oh my God, the wrong
Are you ignorant? Jesus, man. 21 to 18 was the fucking final. You guys won because of a fucking block punt at the beginning of the game. Not only that, but you guys are a bunch of headhunters. You guys are headhunters. And in the NFL, won't call a penalty.
For real, that rule should play.
Yeah,
but you didn't get called on the bend by the Roethlisberger
with the helmet.
Yeah.
That play was cheap.
And
that was no FedEx.
That Roethlisberger play against
who was
it against when he grabbed the ankle?
That was Agba and Roethlisberger.
Like, it was just bullshit. And then the
head-to-head with Coleman making the catch in the end zone, and not a damn penalty was called. That
Who's got the dignity now with that win?
But the NFL, this is a point of emphasis, unless it's a team we don't want to do it on, so then it's not a point of emphasis. Then you can just go ahead hunt.
It is a big problem with the NFL right now.
Yeah, huge problem.
Either which way.
I mean, honestly, that was a big problem with your players. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Like,
it's not often. It's not often that it happens.
It's game one. We don't know that yet.
Every week down to Tomlin running the
That's
sideline.
bullshit. It's not every week. And if we're gonna talk about, this, headhunters. Fucking Bengals are headhunters.
Right, and we get suspended for it.
You get
suspended for it. Our guys sit out every year. Your guys don't even get fined.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. Our guys have been fined over the years.
Over the years. We're talking about this week. Tuesday morning.
You said every week.
This is going to be such a big
morning,
show.
There should have been.
All right. We'll get into this later.
All right.
So the final was 21-18. Browns played them damn tough. Kaiser showed up a shit ton of points. Definitely, even with the 7 sacks, it was great to watch a guy with an arm that can throw the ball down the field. We held Bell to 32 yards, and he didn't get most of those until fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You guys are supposedly a team that the NFL thinks is gonna go to the Super Bowl or challenge for it. We came out and played you 21-18. I don't think it's us that need to question ourselves. I think you guys should question yourselves.
Bell has 47 yards total.
As to whether or not you guys are exactly the creme de la creme that everybody says you guys are. I really liked the way we just went about everything. I think what hurt us though, fourth quarter, and I mentioned it last night with Chris, Kenny Britt dropping passes.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, critical moments, you can't have any of that. I said last night we need to just kick the guy off the team, suck up whatever we're paying him, and be done with him. And I'm going to stay with that. I think that is something that we should do. Let's run out Lewis. We're going to get Gordon back in 2 weeks. They're going to reinstate him. I think our wide receiving core with a Coleman, a Lewis, and then you add in Gordon is a lot better than Lewis, Coleman, and Britt. And I think that will give you guys a lot more to talk about. The other thing I'd like to mention is Duke Johnson in the slot. I know that that's what they want to do. The guy had almost 60 catches last year. I think it was 55 or 54. We need to move him back into the backfield. All right, let's let him be that change of pace guy that he is. He mixes it up. He's a perfect complement to Crowell, and the guy can move out into the flat. I think we saw that Kaiser does need somebody to go into the flat to make those catches. Let's not expect too much from Joku. He's a rookie tight end. We all know that position is a position that takes a while to learn NFL style. Therefore, watch for DeVal to continue to be involved with the offense. That's pretty much what I got. I'm really proud of the way we played. I think we came out.
I was being an ass.
I think
we're used to Steelers fans being
I think we came out and made a statement that we are turning the page. This isn't the LOL Browns. This isn't the Space Browns. This isn't the Battery of Sadness. We lost 21-18 without our best defensive player.
And also that block, it was a punt, right? There was a kick that was missed.
It was the block punt. It was like the very first. It was the first. They went down their first possession. They went down. It was
you guys
a
kicked off.
3 and out.
It was a 3 and out,
and then it was a block punt. Because it was, I forget who it was, but they went right through your offensive line.
Yeah.
Got to the ball, hit it. Because of the way it was kicked, instead of going out of the end zone, it spun back into the end zone. And Chicolo was already there. He saw it happening. He dove on it and he got it. And that's how he got it. I'm gonna transition into this. No, like I said, I was just fucking with you. I was trying to be an asshole.
It's all right.
We don't worry about that.
And so, I agree with you. You guys played really well. I saw the Browns playing like the Browns have never played before, and I like Kaiser. I think Kaiser's a great quarterback, like you said. If we didn't have Brown, we wouldn't have won the game. I'll say it. And to reach onto the Bell thing, I really think Bell not being there for training camp was a big problem. Because we've got a lot of new offensive line people. We've got a lot of new younger people. I don't think this team right now is the creme de la creme. I think they have the opportunity to be the creme de la creme. I think that what all of these people are saying, what all of the experts and stuff are saying, is that they see the potential that this team has. But there are some miscues. There have been some miscues in the very beginning. There's some miscues in this first game. The penalties, some lack of just. It's a young,
I would say that the thing I saw while watching both of your teams is that one looked like they wanted it and one looked like they were just there.
Exactly.
And I think if you hadn't had Antonio Brown,
playing against the Browns sometimes, I really think the Steelers when it's a team that they feel is lower than them, sometimes they play to their level.
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
Welcome to Ravens football.
Well, here's the thing. You guys decided, all right, well, we're going to try and play above our level this year, and you actually.
I think we're actually playing at our level, and you haven't seen us.
I agree with that.
You're discounting Jackson. He will get the most out of it.
Last season, we lost 4 games or 5 games by less than 7 points. We were in those games all the way to the mid-4th quarter, where then our youth showed. There is no way that we played low. We're just seeing now what Hugh Jackson is capable of.
Yeah, and I think
you can ask Cincinnati about that. Look at their offense and what they did yesterday.
This is true. Or this week.
This week.
Well, so other than that, but Brown continues to year after year, week in and week out, he continues to show why he's one of.
We still got to talk about matchups.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to really talk about the game. You guys all got to. Let me just finish. No. So Brown looked like Brown's been every year, and that's why I still say 182 yards, almost 200 yards in the first game. He's just going to keep doing it because he's been. I also want to highlight Jesse James. I don't think he's the next Heath Miller, but he's definitely a great option. I mean, even after we brought in Vance McDonald and we brought in, I think, somebody else, Jesse James, 2 touchdowns. Him and Ben are starting to get on a nice level with one another.
That sidearm, I think it was the first touchdown catch.
It was beautiful.
That little step and then
I want to highlight the defense real quick because the defense, even though there were some miscues, Joe Hayden with a sack looked pretty good. So we'll see what happens. I think he just needed. He's only 28. I think he just needed a new scheme and he just needed a new team to try and prove himself. With how our defense is looking, he's got to make plays. He's got to be out there and he's got to step up. Because the defense is not going to.
Stay
healthy. Well, but I mean, like you said, there was the 7 sacks. Watt, Jesus, and I'm gonna highlight that Watt interception. Those 2 sacks, he really was. That interception, it was Kaiser was throwing somebody, Watt just saw that they weren't there, and it was just a clear, clean interception that Watt saw.
Yeah.
He's got good eyes, he's fast.
I hate and love TJ Watt for you.
Well, and it was Chicolo who, like I said, he was the one who recovered the punt return, but he also had 2 sacks as well. Luckily, his injury isn't that bad. It's not season ending. But that's about it. So, the run game, as you heard, the run game, we couldn't really get it going, and I blame that on Bell. And I think it was because he didn't get the reps that he needed, and he thought, I'm blaming on Bell. I'm going to be able to come into this first game and do what I do, but he wasn't.
But as a Steelers fan, you guys excused his absence.
I didn't excuse it.
Not you in particular, but every Steelers fan
you
I've
just sat
seen,
here and said
you
didn't
did
need to
say
be there.
Yeah.
You sat right on the ground.
I did.
He doesn't need to be here.
You guys.
That's right.
You guys.
Go back and watch it.
I will library.
I'll eat
the crow on that.
The justification that you guys
I have more
tried to
feathers.
give.
I still have half a bag.
Sorry. We gotta get moving.
We gotta go to this round table, right?
No,
we still gotta
preview.
Preview.
So, I'm going to apologize up front from a viewer standpoint. This could possibly be, this Thursday night game could possibly be the worst game that will ever be broadcast, maybe in the last decade or two. You're talking about two teams that had horrible, embarrassing, humiliating losses at home where the defenses were good, offenses just are non-existent, and coaching staffs are non-existent.
I almost want to watch this game with nothing but like the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, this
like,
is just, this could be the ugliest game you will ever see this Thursday night. This is, I hate to say it, and I kept telling Bengals Nation to relax last year, this is a must-win game. This game, we go to Green Bay after this. This game will be, do we go to Green Bay 1-1 facing a 1-2 because no one expects us to win in Green Bay, or are we 0-3 and then the nosedive starts? Are we in the Darnold sweepstakes? Marvin Lewis should be fired. Andy Dalton will be benched so we can see what we have with A.J. McCarron. I mean, that's the route we go if we lose this Thursday. And this is a game where we can win the game. This team had 21 players listed on yesterday's injury report. 5 of them are concussions, okay? 3 of them, 3 of the injuries are to their tight ends. They are coming into this game with no tight ends. Fedorowicz, or whatever the guy's name is, he just got put on the IR. They have no tight ends, and they pulled in Jalen Strong as their extra receiver. Our weakness is the tight end over the middle. So they have no tight ends. I've never seen a team get wiped at one position in 1 week, but they are.
2 years ago, the defensive ends on the Ravens.
Well, so we're seeing. So they're coming in. They have injuries to their offensive line. They could not keep Jacksonville out of their backfield.
Yeah.
We're at home. We have a chance to win this game.
You realize that you guys have 2 home games back to back?
Yeah. So and another thing, we can't go 0-2 at home, but that's it. So this is a game they have to win. This game is not on Andy Dalton, it's not on the players. They will come out and play out of pride. This game's on the fucking coaching staff. Ken Zampese put together a fucking plan where Andy Dalton doesn't have to stand in the backfield for 3 seconds because he's not going to have that time. All right? So that's the deal. We can win this game. My prediction, let's go. You know what? I'm going to give you the most apathetic fucking prediction that ever lived. Are you ready for this one? Bengals 4, Texans 3. And it's going to be 2 safeties. And the Bengals, because of the brilliant coaching staff, will go into kind of a prevent mode at the very end of the game, giving up a field goal so it's 4-3 with Houston playing for the onside kick. See, Houston won't get, and that's your 4-3. So that's the score. 4-3. So basically, Vegas guys, bet the under. Bet the under. There you go.
He's not even saying he's going to get a field goal.
Right? Browns fans, we believe in Cincinnati this week because we own Houston's first-round pick and second-round pick. So as Browns fans,
and I like the motivation.
And for the state of Ohio, O-H-I-O, go Bengals this week. All right, so we got Browns and Ravens going on. Ravens home opener.
Yep.
We're going to actually see if they are as good as they showed against Cincinnati.
We are.
Which I don't think they're as that great. I think they can put up points. I think their defense is pretty good. But the offensive skill positions, as I said 2 weeks ago in a video I did by myself, I think it's hodgepodge. I know it pissed off Ravens fans, but you know what? You guys got Macklin fast, made a great catch last week. Perriman, fast, hasn't shown anything.
And also, again, 89% of runs, so you guys are going to see the run consistently at almost every single down.
You know what? And I think we're built to stop the run. I think,
and that to me is interesting.
I think with a healthy Shelton in the middle, we got Agba on the one side, you got Garrett on the other side. You run Kirksey up the middle, you got Collins up the middle, and we can line Peppers up anywhere.
I don't disagree.
If we change the game plan from last week, where we played our safeties deep and tried not to prevent or tried to stop the long ball, like we tried with Pittsburgh, if we come up and try to jam the run, I think you're going to see us be successful against you guys. Watch for Kaiser to show continued development. Watch for Lewis to get involved with this game. Coleman's going to show up. Watch for Peppers to have a decent game. I think the final is going to be, and Browns are going to win this one, 21-17.
Okay. All right. So Ravens, here's what I'm thinking. I think that you're right about what your line can do and your front seven can do and your safeties can do. However, I don't think that you're right about what Jensen, if he cleans up those penalties, can do. What we've got Yanda on top of that.
Yeah.
Plus you've got Hurst, who's really cleaning up well. Our offensive line had a really positive score all the way through. That being said, I think that you are absolutely negating the fact that our front seven and our secondary is going to get a hold of Kaiser in a way that you are not prepared for. Because he's a rookie QB. This means that you're not going against the same pass rush and the same run defense and the same secondary that was from Pittsburgh. So this means that Tony Jefferson, he's going to be going up against Tony Jefferson. He's going to be going up against Jimmy Smith. Your wide receivers are going to be going up against these guys. Plus you got Weddle out there in the backfield. By the way, Weddle, tackle better. You're missing too many for my takes. That being said, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be interesting. I don't see the Browns winning this. I think that our D and I think that our run game is going to just basically tire your defense out. I think that come into the third quarter, once we're going into the third quarter, about halfway through, you're going to see a tired defense from the Browns. Especially without
you can't bank on that 9-minute drive that you guys had against.
I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking that even before that 9-minute drive happened, look at their defense. They were starting to get worn down a little bit, and I think that that's part of the thing. That being said, I think that this is. I agree with you. I think this is going to be a close game, and I think it's because you guys are playing up to a level, and we're going to try and not be the Ravens and play down to a level. I think you're close on the score, but I think it's a little different. I see this as 23-20 Ravens. And the reason that I go with this is because I think that at the last minute it's going to be a tough, close game. But I think that Justin Tucker is going to wind up putting it from like 52 yards right between those posts. And that's how I think that game's going to go. That's my prediction, 23-20 Ravens.
Like last week, take the Brownies and the points, baby. Was never even close in that one.
I'm taking it. All right, so this week we've got Steelers at home against the Vikes. I think this is going to be a close one, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a really close one, and I'll tell you the score in a second. But I think Bell's going to find. I hope Bell, and I think he is. I think Bell's going to find his route this week, and if not, we've got so many weapons that let their cornerbacks and their safeties double, triple team Brown, because we've still got the deep threat of Martavis Bryant. We didn't really get to see much from Bryant. He really didn't show up against the Browns this past week. I
had him in my fantasy, and I was like, well, that's going to happen next week.
I've still got, we've still got C. James. We still got Eli Rogers, and Eli Rogers is a monster in the slot. He was a monster last season, and I think he's going to continue to improve, and I think he's going to continue. And Ben knows how to get it to Eli. He knows how to get it to Martavis. He knows how to air it out to Martavis. So we'll see what Martavis can do this week. So I'm saying, go ahead, let them, because I think we're going to continue to try and go through the air more, especially if we can't start to get that run game. Because the Steelers, it's funny because if the Steelers can't get it, they've become so reliant on Bell that even if they can't get a run game started in the past, like they still try and keep running it and running it and running it. And it's like, don't.
That's how you win, though.
I get it.
You gotta kill the clock, ground and
but
pound.
even when you're coming,
9-minute, 32-second drive.
Even when we're coming from behind and we need to be through the air more, we still go to the ground. Like that's the problem. Sometimes Haley and Tomlin don't. Sometimes Tomlin and Haley don't like. They're just like, no. We've got to get Bell just that one. So we can get him going. We can get him going. But we've got so many weapons now that we've got so many people that we can throw to. And the thing is that I also think our defense is going to do really well. Yes, the Vikings did really well. They were pretty monstrous this week. We need to improve coming from last season, because last season our ground defense was phenomenal. We had one of the best run defenses in the red zone last year out of the whole league. I think we were like top 5. And we've got to continue to improve that this year, and especially going up against the Vikings this week. We really need to improve that. We've got some young cornerbacks. We've got a new cornerback in Joe Hayden, so he's still learning the thing. He's still learning our system and our scheme. And one of the things that I saw from preseason was that getting to the ball and not leaving people open. So we can't let Teddy Bridgewater have time. And he got a lot of protection from that O-line. So that O-line. They didn't go up against Watt.
Sam Bradford.
Sam Bradford. It's not Watt. You're right. My bad. It's not Teddy Bridgewater. It's Sam Bradford. He had time. Yeah. And so, but I think Watt can get to him, and I see Watt having at least one more interception. I see him having an interception this week. I don't think we're going to have 7 sacks on Bradford. I'm going to say 2 sacks on Bradford, and I'm going to say this is going to be a close game. I'm going to say Steelers are going to win it 24-20. I'm seeing at least 3 touchdowns from Ben and possibly 1 from Bell. I'm going to say Bell this week is not going to break 100 yards. I'm going to say Bell's going to get 90 yards. If Brown can get that, I'm still going to give Brown like 70, 80 yards. He's going to get captured in a lot of 2-3s, but
I would be interested in seeing what their secondary does. Too.
I'm interested.
So your prediction was what again?
24-20 Steelers.
Okay, quick.
One of the things, 2 things you're not taking into account. Number 1 is Antonio Brown typically had his worst games against the Bengals because Mike Zimmer was our defensive coordinator. He's the head coach of Minnesota.
True. Yeah,
the second thing you're not taking into account is the getting 3 touchdowns on that secondary. That team that we're going to find out a lot in week 2. We're going to find out how good is Minnesota. Were the Saints terrible?
But
so
we
learn a lot. How good are the Ravens?
Minnesota, I agree with you,
terrible.
but this is Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is historically really good at home.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying you're discounting Antonio Brown had some of his worst games against
But
Mike Zimmer's defense at home.
I'm also not discounting. I'm not saying Antonio Brown's going to get one of those 3 touchdowns. Antonio Brown's going to move the ball. We're going to see Jesse James. We're going to see Martavis Bryant. We're going to see Eli Rogers. We're going to see Vance McDonald.
Well, of course we're going to see.
We learned a lot about teams week 2. We learned a lot about teams. We need another
Week 2 is always the fun week. It really gives you things. Okay, real quick, guys. We don't have a lot of time, but we do want to touch on what we were going to touch on, which is scariest rookie on offense in the AFC North. Like, basically your opinions and just real quick 2 reasons why or so. So, what about you?
I would say Joe Mixon as a Bengal player. I don't think John Ross is going to make an impact until later in the year, if at all. We don't know.
I mean, we have
to see how bad the Bengals are coming out of this week, into this week. Overall in the division, I would probably say scariest rookie would be Deshaun Kaiser. So that would be
I completely agree with Mark. The one question I had about their game was you saw what Mixon could do, and then they completely went away from Mixon.
Right.
I don't understand that mentality.
That offensive line couldn't hold.
Honestly, there's only 2 guys in this division offensively that are scary, and it's like Mark's saying, it's Mixon and Kaiser.
Yeah.
I don't see you guys watch your Premier rookie, but I didn't see anybody on offense.
There's
rookie.
Rookie offense.
Right.
Rookie offense.
Yeah.
And these are other
those
teams.
2 guys.
That's
Yeah, exactly. Like coming in as a Ravens, like the one guy that if he hadn't been injured, that I would have been able to say if he was on the actual team would be Tim White, wide receiver, made that crazy catch. That kid's insane. I'm really excited for him to come back healthy. That being said, I completely agree. Deshaun Kaiser is the scariest rookie in the offense in the AFC North. This kid has so much upside. Hugh Jackson was brilliant at picking him up.
Just huge arm.
Oh my God! Like, I think that
for a rookie.
Be careful there because the future of Cleveland is the names run very long on that jersey. That being said,
that's true, but you know what? I think we've actually got the guy.
I am tentatively in love with Kaiser for you guys.
Kaiser was the supposed #1 quarterback going into the college season last season.
Yeah.
And he just got completely fucked up in his head by the head coach at Notre Dame. And that's hence why he fell to us in the second round. It was patience on our part.
It was a really good pick.
Great GMing, great head coaching, great conversation between those guys. We showed what our GM is capable of doing and how we But
so it's for as you've seen in the past 2-3 years, the draft has really been about defense and not offense. We really haven't needed a lot of spaces in our offensive line or wide receivers or anything. So I have to agree with everyone. I really think from watching the game and seeing how Kaiser handled the defense and everything and handled those 7 sacks, the poise that you said that he has.
He's got great vision.
He does. Oh my God. Yeah. No. He's got great field vision, and I think that if he continues like that, he is. Mixon looks good, but I mean, like you were saying.
My problem isn't Mixon. It's the coaching staff.
I agree.
I don't think he can do everything Kareem Hunt can do, but he doesn't have Andy Reid and that staff behind him.
Exactly.
So that's going to hamper him this season.
All right, guys, we got to wrap this bad boy up. Real quick, guys, thanks again for tuning in. We're going to be doing YouTube Live every week. We're moving away from the Facebook Live. We just don't like Facebook. And also, Russia.
We don't hate. Go, finish.
So anyway, Rocco's. Make sure you check out Rocco's if you're ever in LA. RoccosTavern.com. Shout out to SuperFanStyle.com. You can get 20% off on any AFC North purchase with our code right here, AFC North 20. Make sure you check out our subreddit, AFR/AFC Northerners. We're on there. All of our videos are going to be up there for every single week. Also including our updates. Want to send a shout out to Chris, who did the update video over the weekend. Also want to send a shout out to Ravens Man. I think it's 2324. That dude was awesome. Helped me do a podcast with this awesome guy Tanner. I'll put that in the notes as well for you guys so you can see what my prediction were for the Ravens on the podcast. I think it was the LH podcast. You can find it on iTunes and wherever you like podcasts. I'll put it in the show notes. Is there anything else?
Yes, watch SC Saturday. I wore this because they are a team that will beat a Texas team this weekend. So why not SC?
I mean, who did they
play Texas?
But how did the Stanford game go? I forgot.
Well,
they killed them. Yeah. So I think that that's it for us. Again, guys, make sure you please check us out. Like us on Twitter as well. I mean, not like us. Subscribe to us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And we're gonna sign off
as we always do with
Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Browns. All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
What was that? I don't take that from you now.
Oh yeah, you never got the jersey from you. No. I was like, well, you gave it.
I will straight keep this on.
You missed your time. You missed your time. Yeah, you gotta fucking do it.
I gotta get a room.
Yeah, I still have
All right, guys. YouTube, we love you. Thank you so much.
Joann's Fabrics.
Joann's Fabrics.
Black feather.
All right, as I'm cutting them up on the counter.
All right, guys.
You want your receipt? I told you to take them back.
I'm gonna stop it.
No, I don't need a receipt.
No, I don't need it.
Are you sure you want to start?